This video is going to be in reaction to and a response to the vertically filmed phone video of Kyle Hamilton getting burnt by Bailey Gaither, an undrafted free agent that has been unfortunately called a nobody and an unknown. A lot of the people who talk like that, them and three members of their family would get burnt by Bailey Gaither if it was 1-on-4. So it kind of pisses me off to even see NFL players described in that manner. And when I do that, hopefully people call me out on it. This is going to be hopefully an attempt by myself to calm people down and show some of the things that Kyle Hamilton did in that open practice that I think were either good plays, solid plays, or just him being in the right place. And then later on in the video, you'll see a moment when I think the Ravens reveal to you who they think Kyle Hamilton actually can be in certain aspects. Number one, he's not going to be asked to guard people like Bailey Gaither in this position. Did he play this poorly? Absolutely. I'm not going to show the video of it. I don't know what I can and can't show from that practice film. So, I'm just keeping it pictures related. And, my apologies if that becomes too boring. I'm going to present to you 9 plays, describe the play, and describe, what I think Kyle Hamilton did well in most of those situations. He played this very poorly. I don't think he respected Bailey Gaither. He actually kind of like jab stepped at him right before the snap, and he's looking in at the quarterback. If you compare that with like a couple of the other videos that have circulated, first of all, you got no knee bend, so you got a terrible stance. Looking in at the quarterback, you want power angles in your knees. You would want your knees something like this. Power angles, eyes on the guy you're guarding. He's not going to be asked to do this, in my opinion. He looks like he hasn't practiced this a ton, and that's the reason why his technique looks poor. Jab steps at him, doesn't respect the guy, turns too slow, and obviously we know the outcome. Gets beat quite poorly on his turn. Is Kyle Hamilton capable of playing it better than that? Absolutely. With better technique, better focus, and a higher level of respect for the guy he's guarding, yeah, he's capable of playing it better. Are the Ravens going to ask him to guard little slot receivers because that's what a guy like Bailey Gaither is, like a Slade Bolden, like a James Prochet? Are they going to ask him to do that a whole lot in man-to-man? I don't think so. When we match up man-to-man, I think he's going to be matched up against tight ends. For real. Just like you see him here. That's Kyle Hamilton against Isaiah Likely. I'm not going to show the play. Isaiah Likely actually runs a little out here, and Kyle Hamilton blankets him. Just like he did to Slade Bolden in that one-on-one drill later on. It's just a really well-thrown ball to Slade Bolden, and Slade Bolden made the catch. But Hamilton is going to be asked, if you ask me, when they do play man, to match up against tight ends. Over on the other side, this is one of the things the Ravens are going to do. They're going to have 2 or maybe 3 tight ends on the field at one time, and they're going to present you with problems. So Pepe Williams is matched up against a bigger tight end. I ask you, of the 2 right now, guarding of those 2 matchups, which one do you prefer defensively? I prefer Hamilton over Likely. Likely is the more dangerous guy, we would presume, than Oliver in terms of big plays. And so we've matched up accordingly. If Likely was to go in motion and we were playing straight man, it's possible Kyle Hamilton would go with him. Now, Kyle Hamilton might go with him and may switch off and end up guarding Oliver. And then if Likely goes outside, then Pepe Williams may guard him. But I offer to you that Hamilton's not going to be guarding people like Bailey Gaither anyway. Certainly not going to be guarding them in many situations where he has no help over the top. In some ways, one-on-one drills are a waste of time, if you ask me. All right, later on, there was a run play. Here is Kyle Hamilton, just so you know. He's going to be taking on a block by Patrick Ricard. I think that's Patrick Ricard. And Josh Bynes is inside here. I think Josh Bynes is on the wrong side. Queen is able to fit inside of this, which I think is the tackle, 62. Bynes ends up on the wrong side for whatever reason, and the running back cuts it up underneath or inside of Ricard. Hamilton actually spins inside of it. All they wanted was someone to touch the ball carrier, which is what Hamilton did. But this is a quick reaction by Hamilton. And another thing to mention here is Lamar had great form underneath center, if you ask me. I put a little video up on Twitter with just some typed up commentary. Lamar looked great under center, and I think there's definitely some hard evidence that we'll be going under center more because we saw Lamar under center on run plays and on play action passes. So I think it's possible. But getting back to the video at hand, Kyle Hamilton, quick reactions, able to come downhill, not involved in the tackle. They didn't want people to tackle anyway. It's no pads. We're in shells. So there's no reason to offer anything so far from what I saw or my evaluation earlier that Kyle Hamilton does in a negative light. All right, this one's very fuzzy, so forgive me. Whoops, sorry. So this was a over route that was run by Mark Andrews. That is Mark Andrews there. And Josh Bynes was covering him. Hamilton broke on the ball, and it ends up being incomplete. But you can see that even just from this angle and watching the play, if Josh Bynes is not there, it's very possible that Kyle Hamilton intercepts this ball or has an opportunity to intercept it. They don't want contested catches like this a lot in these practices. Even when you get pads on, there's generally a time where they don't want the DBs challenging, and they will tell the DBs, hey, we want you challenging. But in any case, Kyle Hamilton in position to help a linebacker covering a very talented tight end. Certainly you would say that's a matchup that's not in our favor defensively. Josh Bynes happened to play it well in this case, but Kyle Hamilton, again, I think is in the right position, showing you that he will show up in the right spot when they need him to. By the way, he is on with a lot of first-team guys. Patrick Queen is on this play on the right-hand side of the screen, along with Bynes. So the Ravens coaches do trust him, even though he wasn't on, with the first-teamers all the time. Okay, later on, and I don't really have anything to say about this, but this, in terms of the play, Kyle Hamilton's up here at 2 high safety. Okay, and we don't have first-string guys on. Got JAD here. I think that is Pepe Williams, and then Seymour over here to the right. And we got backups in inside linebacker clearly, but this is the same spot he was put in college for Boston College, for Notre Dame. Excuse me. This is the same location he was put in, to the bunch, and the back on his side. So what the idea is that there's 3 guys here. Potentially, if the quarterback throws a screen out there, like a quick screen to one guy, there's 3 defenders. What you want to do is match up defensively with the least amount of guys possible to still be able to stop that play. 1 is JAD, 2 is Seymour, and then 3 would be Hamilton. And in college, he's the guy that would do what I would call a flat foot read, meaning he would keep his feet still, look right at the quarterback, and if the quarterback throws that screen, then that's a trigger. Boom, he would fire on an inside-out angle, and he also knows that the 4th guy is going to be the inside linebacker running at an angle inside-out as well. So put in the same exact position he was put in college. That was not the play concept. I'm just illustrating to you. The Ravens are asking him to do multiple things, but they're still things that I think are familiar to him. In my opinion, they trust him. Okay, this one's going to be a little weird for me to explain. It is an incomplete pass over here to the left side of the offense, right side of the defense, so top side of the screen for us. It was to the single receiver side. To the other side, there was 3 receivers. Prochet was the point man. So Prochet ran a vertical. Look, the quarterback actually did look at Prochet. Kyle Hamilton has him blanketed. He was the safety on the other side of the field, though. He was not the safety to the bunch side. So typically in a trips or a bunch formation, the backside safety is going to be responsible for number 3 vertical. I think the Ravens ran like a switch where Prochet was the point man and ran to the other side of the field like a climb route, and then Oliver came from the inside from the slot position. So if you see what I mean, Oliver was, hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can. Oliver was the number 3 receiver, and I think Prochet was the point man, the inside receiver, the number 2. And then whoever the number 1 receiver was, I don't remember. But in any case, our point about Hamilton is he covered it well. There's no reason to suspect that he's not going to be able to do the things the Ravens are asking him to do, despite that video that was put out and has a lot of people, focused on that. This is a catch on a slant by Bridges, who does look good. I'll offer you, he does look good. And Hamilton was the safety to that side. It's a very blurry picture, so my apologies. He broke on the ball. The camera got there late. He broke on the ball. Was it thrown high enough? Hamilton's going to be there to deliver a big hit and hopefully dissuade the offense from calling that slant again. As it was, Bridges caught the football as a low throw. I think the quarterback actually threw it low to get him out of the way of that type of contact, even though in this practice, safeties weren't going to be taking out, guys running slants and stuff like that. The last couple of plays, I think, are from a no-huddle drive late when Hamilton was on the field. Yes, okay, I believe this is a no-huddle drive where Slade Bolden had like 3 catches on the drive. Makai Polk had a catch. I think Likely had 1 or 2 catches. So it was a nice job by the second-string offense guys. They really looked clean. Why am I pointing this out to you? Likely's over here, the targeted receiver, to the right side of the field for the offense, left for the defense, and Hamilton's on the other side. So it's not like, if he's struggling in coverage, okay, let's do it this way. If he's struggling in coverage throughout camp and you're the second string quarterback and you're trying to get some things going, you're going to target Kyle Hamilton. They weren't doing that. It's not, I didn't see that, at least. Let's put it that way. I've only got like 10 plays I'm talking about here, so this was middle part of that drive. As the drive developed, Slade Bolden gave the second string guys problems. He ran a China out or whip route one time. Another time, I think he just ran a straight out route and got open. So later on, as the drive has developed, what you'll notice now is, and by the way, on those other two routes I described, that was not against Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton was off screen. He was playing in a too high safety alignment, which it seems like our defense is going to be in a lot of, a too high safety alignment. Now, what they've done is they've put Kyle Hamilton on Slade Bolden, press man. Notice the difference in the stance from that rep I showed you about with Bailey Gaither. Look at the difference in the stance. Where's he looking? Right at Slade Bolden. Good knee bend, hands down here, ready to attack, ready to hand fight, the same way that he should have been in that rep. So just so you know, on this play, Slade Bolden runs like a little higher drag. Kyle Hamilton's right with him, right on top of him. The quarterback goes away from the read. I think this is Brown, but I could be wrong. Looks better than I thought at Oregon. A little bit of a long throwing motion. But in any case, he didn't go to this read. This was a coverage that the Ravens used, and Kyle Hamilton took Slade Bolden out of that play. I think that's how he's going to be used. Oh, we need Kyle Hamilton on this play to guard a tight end? There you go. Go ahead. Oh, we need Kyle Hamilton on this play too high safety? Fine, go ahead. Oh, we need Kyle Hamilton to buzz the flats in a cover 3? He can do that too. And hopefully I'm showing you examples of such. There's no reason to be disappointed in Kyle Hamilton. That play has poor technique that, I'm describing from the Twitter vid, the phone recorded vid, has poor technique. That's the thing to focus on. Usually when a guy gets beat like this, it's usually something that happened back here that was the cause of it. Okay, so to the part to be coached on, you got the baseball turn or the, greater than 90-degree turn that he's got to execute that was slow. But usually what occurs that matters the most is what happened earlier in the play, even pre-snap. All right, so hopefully I've convinced you a little bit about the Ravens' confidence in Kyle Hamilton. They put him on Slade Bolden when Slade Bolden was giving him problems, and for that one play, he took him out. The very next play, Bolden's in the same spot. Likely's in the same spot. Makai Polk is in the same spot. Oh, by the way, that previous play that I didn't describe at all ends up being heavy pressure by this nickel off the edge, and Brown has to retreat, and Makai Polk makes a short catch out into the flats. Probably would have been a QB hit by this nickel defender, which I think is 33. I forget his name. Too high structure on the next play. Kyle Hamilton's eyes are clearly, in the backfield or maybe on the Ravens left tackle, left guard for run pass. I don't remember this play. I think I've got two more to talk about. Oh, forgive me. Now I do remember that play. Okay, so Slade Bolden runs vertical. Maybe he brings this inside, and this nickel defender, which is the guy who blitzed on the previous play, jams him inside, so pushes him inside, essentially passing him off to Hamilton vertically. But unfortunately, this nickel defender, when he pushes him inside, he spends too much time going this direction. And what ended up happening was the running back runs out into the flats. And this nickel defender is a little slow recovering. Kyle Hamilton, presumably backpedals and then comes at this angle. The very next picture shows you an illustration of Kyle Hamilton, being in position there, recovering. I shouldn't say recovering, taking a good angle to force that guy back into the nickel defender. McCrary fell down on this catch. My point is, the Ravens asked him to do a lot. He's capable of doing all those things. Don't overreact like a lot of... And look, some of those people that are overreacting on social media, they're bad actors. They're either people that aren't Ravens fans, and they're trying to act like they are. I mean, if you have spent any time on Facebook, you see that. You see people that, act like they're Ravens fans just to troll. I really feel bad for those people, that they don't have anything else more. There's a lot of kids out there in the world that need help with academics and athletics and self-confidence, and there's grown-ass adults who spend time impersonating fans of other NFL teams to go up on social media pages and criticize players, making it seem like Ravens fans think Lamar Jackson sucks. Ravens fans think Kyle Hamilton sucks. And so I wish at some point in time I was able to see some of those people and talk to them. Like, man, there's so many people in the world that you could go out there and help, and you spend time criticizing grown ass adults on social media, acting like you're fans of their team. How sad is that? So don't really feed into those people for real. I mean, that's my suggestion to you. Get into the film, you know, get into the film and find out answers for yourself, because I don't know all the answers until I watch the film. I mean, for real. So I went back this morning and watched the film, and I saw a lot of good things, and hopefully I was able to point out and describe some of them to you today. Forgive me for not using the video. I don't want to take any chances with my channel at all. You know, I'm only going to use approved film from here on out. So let me know what you think of my thoughts, what you thought of the Kyle Hamilton play. Certainly was quite bad. You know, the one-on-one that was filmed, him against Bailey Gaither, but there's a lot of other good things he did, and we have a lot of reason to still be excited, even though at this point, you know, he's not in, you know, the starting 11 versus a base offensive structure. Appreciate it if you guys would comment, you know, in the video after this one premieres to help the video get more traction. Thank you guys for watching.